Happy Friday, second graders. I hope you have had a wonderful day. I was expecting the weather to be a little bit better today, but it's not raining right now. It's just kind of cloudy and gloomy and cold, but I'll take it. It's better than having all the rain. So I'm really excited. Today's Friday. I hope you're excited for the weekend. And I'm excited I get to share with you today the clues answer and give you a new one. So that'll be fun. So the clue I gave to you on Tuesday was this one. Yesterday afternoon, I saw Crater Lake. I wanted to go diving to the bottom, but someone told me it would be nearly impossible. It's the deepest lake in the United States, over 2,148 feet deep. I asked a nice stranger what state I'm in. He said, "You're in the Beaver State, of course." I checked my map. There's no state called Beaver. The poor man must be a little confused. I am lost yet again. Which state am I traveling through this time? So, the state that Penelope is in is Oregon. Oregon, and I have to tell you, I thought it was really funny yesterday. I did not plan on wearing this sweatshirt yesterday, but after I read this clue, I looked at the video and I had the answer written right here, and I thought that was kind of funny. So I purposely wore this sweatshirt again because I felt like it was pretty cool having the answer written right on my sweatshirt. This is an Oregon Ducks sweatshirt. It's a college down in Oregon, and their mascot is the Ducks. I didn't go there, but we like watching their football team. All right, the people that got the Oregon Ducks correct: Marley, Caden, Weston, Cadence, Raven, Bennett, Lucas, Adelaide, and my mom. My goodness, we got a lot of people that got that one right. Here's my map. And it's pretty cool. This is the first state that's on the West Coast that she's visited. So we live right here. We're at the very top of the United States, and Oregon's right here. I bet most of you have been there before. And it borders the Pacific Ocean. So it's kind of cool. All right, so your new clue for this week is I'm having a terrific time here, wherever I am. Last night at the Baltimore Orioles baseball game, I caught a baseball. Well, I didn't really catch it. It sort of landed in my bucket of popcorn. Tomorrow, I'm driving for oysters in Chesapeake Bay. Maybe I'll find a pearl. I am lost in a state near Washington, D.C. Which state am I traveling in this time? Okay, that's the clue. Now, I want to explain something really quick. Washington, D.C. is different than Washington State. Here's the clue. Washington State is where we live. That's what you would hear people call this is Washington State. And Washington, D.C. is all the way over here. Okay, so not the same. Don't get confused by that. It's not the same state. All right. So today's Friday. I get to read to you guys a little bit more from the one and only Bob. And we will start now. This one is called The News. Sometimes when Julie and I go for walks, I'll break at a corner. Corners are the best for fresh news. And she'll tug and say, "Come on, Bob, there's nothing there." Oh, but there is. Here's the thing about poop and pee. Come on, Bob. I get the humans are not into that. I see the bathroom doors shut tight, the embarrassed, downcast gazes. You guys are totally missing out. There's a whole lot of info hiding in the average male. When dogs want to share the latest gossip, we just wait until nature calls. You'd be amazed what we can learn during a quick bathroom break. People read the news, check the TV, browse the web. I linger over a fire hydrant and inhale the whole wide world. This is really gross. My ears, by the way, are almost as remarkable as my nose. I pick up on all kinds of all things humans can't hear. What we do with our noses and our ears is kind of like taking a big old knot and loosening it up, separating out the strands, unbraiding things. People smell a reeking pile of trash in a dumpster. We smell a dollop of cream cheese, a hint of peanut butter, a smattering of Fruit Loops. People hear the roar of a crowd in a stadium. We hear a strain of whiny 4-year-old, a whisper of a worried superfan, a note of a grumpy hot dog vendor. Man, dogs are cool. Okay, I'll tell you right now, that's the grossest chapter I've read so far. All right, let's keep going. Snickers. While I watch from my porch in the back of the couch, Julia passes by on the sidewalk. George asked her to keep her dog walking routine close to home in case the weather changes. She's wearing a shiny purple raincoat and leading 3 dogs, a goofy mutt named Winston, a timid dachshund named Oscar Mayer, and her, Snickers. An old nemesis of mine. Nemesis means like an enemy. Snickers is a fluffy white poodle with delusions of grandeur, a big snooty pain in the puff ball. Ooh, that pooch drives me crazy. Our mutual dislike goes back to my early days as a stray. Snickers was a fancy, pampered, sleep on a pink satin pillow kind of gal. Her owner, Mac, ran the mall where I lived with Ivan and Ruby. Ooh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. That's where I first encountered Snickers. She teased me mercilessly, and beneath the fuzzy facade I always suspected there was a little, spark there. Anyways, after the mall closed, Snickers, being Snickers, landed on her feet. Mac married an older widow lady with more money than sense, and she dotes on that ridiculous poodle. Mac's too lazy to walk Snickers himself, so he hired Julia to do it. "Looking good, Snick baby," I called through the open window, and she gives me a curled-lipped, squinty-eyed face, which, come to think of it, is pretty much how she always looks. As usual, Snickers is dressed to the max. She's wearing a pink poncho, a sparkly rain hat, and a teensy pink boots. Those boots were made for mocking, I add for good measure. Feels good giving her some grief, but before I can really relish the moment, another annoying acquaintance of mine appears. This one is called Nutwit. Nutwit, the gray squirrel who lives in the oak out in the front lawn, jumps to a lower branch, looking at me with barely concealed pity. I hate pity, especially the barely concealed kind. "I don't know why you taunt her," he says. "You're hardly in the position to talk, Bob. You are Snickers. Come over here to the window and say that. So you can what? Drool me to death? Are you aware that my best friend is a gorilla?" I ask. "You would make a fantastic ape chow, dude." Nutwit reaches for a dangling acorn and yanks it free. "I thought gorillas were vegetarians." "Ivan eats termites," I say. "He might make an exception for you. Face it, Bob, you're soft. You're one step away from your own pink rain boots." "He has a point," said Minnie, one of the family's guinea pigs, from her cage next to the TV. "No, he doesn't," said Moo, her cage mate. "Yes, he does," Minnie speaks. "Doesn't, does, doesn't." Minnie pauses. "Wait, you tricked me." The guinea pigs, they rarely agree on anything. Nutwit leaps over the window ledge, acorn in paw. He presses his tiny twitchy nose to the screen. "You couldn't last a day out here, Bob. Some of us have to live out on the streets." "Hey, I lived on the street longer than you've been alive." Nutwit nibbles his acorn. He's quite the prissy eater. "Whatever you say, Bob." I say scram. "Fine. Hint taken. Anyway, storm's en route. I should be stocking up on my nut stash while I can." Nutwit gives me a wise guy look. That's how we do it in the real world. He scampers off with an acrobatic flourish. Squirrels never do a simple jump when a quadruple backflip cartwheel is an option. "You're full of it," I say to nobody in particular. "We're full of it," says Minnie. "Yes, we're extremely full of it," said Moo. And they popcorn in agreement. Popcorn is like what guinea pigs do to talk. It's kind of like it's called popcorning. And then they kind of bounce their bodies. Oh, here you go. That's what it says. Guinea pigs hop up and down when they're happy. It's called popcorning, and it's totally ridiculous. "You're happy, wag your tail like a real mammal." I am not soft," I mutter, nosing my protruding belly. I leap with effort off the couch, and then I head to the bathroom for a good long drink from the water bowl of power. Gross. All right, we'll stop there. The next chapter is called Spoiled, and we will read that on Monday. All right, guys, I hope you have a great weekend. I will see you guys back here on Monday, and let me know where you think Penelope Peabody is. Bye, guys.